Hello again everyone, Age of Dune here, and we're back with another League of Legends Shoutcast. Again, I'm going to be doing it from Korea. I know that a lot of people want to see the games that are going on over there during the pre-Worlds boot camp. So I'm more than happy to go ahead and fulfill every need in that manner. If you do want anybody in particular, be sure to let me know down at the bottom. I'm going to try to remember to put the list of people, the known accounts from over there into my description so you can go ahead and take a look at it. But in this particular case, I took a look at what I've cast from over there and realized that I've not done any TSM ones at all. I've done Cloud9, Fnatic, Alliance, but nothing from TSM yet. So this particular game has 2 TSM members. WildTurtle here, I'm sure you can figure out who that is, WildTurtle. And then the brain on the job here, that is actually TSM's LustBoy. So that is the 2 bot lane members of TSM, and they are of course going to be bot lane for this game as well, and hopefully we'll get to see some interesting action. I did of course make sure that this game actually goes all the way to the end. Spectator bug does not come here, which is great. It's kind of annoying that I need to do that, but I do, and I did, and it doesn't bug out, so everything's good on that. I also made sure that we don't have to worry about anybody AFKing like the last game. I made sure to, watch their positions throughout the game. Wasn't paying attention to what was going on. Again, I really want to be surprised, and I don't want to know what's going to happen. So I would just check periodically and make sure all 5 members of each team are on the map, and thankfully this game they were. So we'll go ahead and put everybody in order here. We've got a top Maokai played by, I don't know that name. The Lehens is playing Aurelia for the red team. The mid lane we've got Zed played by JH Nuclear versus Talon, played by NN14, with a whole bunch of Korean characters in front of it. The bot lane. Wait, where's Nidalee? Is this a jungle Nidalee? This is a jungle Nidalee, guys. We have a jungle Nidalee. Alright, so the bot lane, we've got WildTurtle playing the Tristana versus Lucian. We've got Brain on the Job, also known as TSM's LustBoy, playing versus Dandon 39,800 won, or 1, as the Sona. And then finally we've got the jungle Nidalee, which is something I never thought I'd say, played by Gangster Hyun, versus the Elise here. Ooh, that was a pretty nasty bit of damage there. This is weird, but we'll see how that ends up going. So up at the top lane, so far, not really much happening. I don't expect too much. Aurelia is good against tanks and stuff, so later on she may start doing some really nasty work. But as of right now, a little bit of harass. Actually, he got a little bit too far away from his minions there, so she didn't take as much damage as she could have. But she did take a couple shots from the melee, the ranged minions there. And then in the mid lane, of course, we do have the Zed versus Talon matchup. Both of them are melee. And both of them have that ranged harass as well, though, just through abilities. So we'll see who ends up going out and doing better on this one. My prediction, as dangerous as it is, I think I'm going to predict I don't know. Let's go with the Talon win. Just because it's kind of cool. I like Talon. Teleport coming in already. Gangster Hyun. Did he decide to gank this already? Yeah, he came in for a gank here. Aurelia said, I'm out. Dodged the spear very nicely. In went the Maokai. Went ahead and rooted down the Aurelia. There's the red buff applied. Nice flash. In comes the teleport from the red team. Elise comes in as well, and they managed to finish off Nidalee really fast there. Maokai now has to get out, but he's got 3 members on him, and I think he probably will escape. Well, they might decide to tower dive. No. Yeah, he will indeed escape this. He's a little too tanky for them to do too much, but it did actually secure a kill there for the Elise. On the plus side for them, I don't think Talon got anything from that. No, he teleported all the way to the top. He missed minions, he missed CS, and he got nothing for it. So that's actually going to help the Zed quite a bit. Had the Maokai gone down, it would have turned out differently. But we now have a 4 CS minion lead there for the Zed. I mean, that's not a huge thing, and he's not shoving into the tower to make him miss even more. But still, it actually was a bit of a bonus. In fact, it seems that he is actually making sure that the wave will push towards him so that Talon will have to overextend. And we do actually see Elise coming in for a gank here. The slow comes out from that rake. In comes the teleport from Maokai, though, and he's just making sure that they do not go in on this. Surprisingly early teleports here. Just making sure that he stays alive. We've got a gank as well coming in from the Nidalee. We'll go back down there to the bottom in a moment. And nice spear land. Nice spear land indeed. Lucian actually seems to be being bullied here by WildTurtle. Yeah, 30 CS to 24 CS at the moment. There's definitely a bit of a bully there coming out from Tristana. Somewhat surprising given the fact that, you know, it is Lucian who's typically regarded as a really good bully in the lane. But at the same time, I can kind of understand it because honestly, Tristana's pretty darn good in the lane too. And of course, it is a Zilean, which honestly, he does so much harass just with his bombs. I can definitely understand that. Lots of damage taken there by Talon. Those minions all hit him at least once. I think twice for multiple. Nice jump, though. Good dodge. I don't remember seeing this before. I think normally the chat is off, so I wonder if a setting has been changed on my machine that enables me to see the all chat, too. I don't know. We'll see at the end of it. If we see a GG, then we know what's going on. Mayoka actually took a couple hits there. And going back in there might not have been his best decision. I think he came out behind in this trade, but he's got potions. Aurelia does not. So overall, it's going to be a win for him and a pretty big loss for her. Had it not been for those potions, which of course that is what he banked on, I would say. Had it not been for the potions, she definitely would have come out of that ahead. But the fact that he's got those potions, no. Did not go well at all for her. She's now definitely behind in life. We've got a gank coming in here. Just kidding. No gank. At least coming up to defend the mid-wave here, but no gank at all yet. Again, continuing pressure down here from the bot lane. Bombs going off. In goes Turtle. The heal gets popped by young Turtle. He is going to live through this unless Sona can get another auto attack, but she's taking a ton of minion harass right now. And she gets a bomb on her. She also is forced to go back. She does have that sustain, so if the TSM bot lane does not manage to go ahead and do a lot of damage really fast and end up bursting them down, she's going to be able to sustain this, and they'll come up behind. So that is actually part of why we saw that massive engage there by WildTurtle, wanting to make sure that he finishes them off, because without that, they do manage to go ahead and get that sustain. We have a gank coming in here from Elise, though. They did know about it. Nidalee's here as well, forcing them back. In comes that Elise. Lands, nope, does not land the stun at all. Now she's going to be forced to back off. She does have repel, and she is indeed going to repel to those minions to get out of that. So not really a successful gank from either member there. Talon also ganked top, did not manage to finish off the Mayokai. And we've got a roaming Zed now. Nope, just planting a ward. Halloween ward, interestingly. I haven't seen that one in a long time. And he's actually going to go ahead and finish off this pink ward here, too. Can't say I blame him there. And CS-wise, down bottom, it actually has reversed now, and Lucian is now in the lead for that CS. Not a whole lot, but he is about the same lead as it was before when I said that Tristana was well in the lead, so. And given that fact, he actually has bullied her a lot recently, because, you know, he went from behind to being a decent amount ahead now. He's 7 CS ahead, and of course there's a partial minion wave coming here to him again, and he's going to be able to secure that, putting him even further ahead. So definitely good by him. Bad at all. Mid lane, Talon versus Zed. We've got Zed actually coming out 20 CS ahead for the moment. Yeah, Talon's having a pretty bad time. He is definitely reliant on roam from what I've seen. A lot of the good Talons and stuff, they do roam like crazy. And he's got actually boosted mobility with Home Guard enchant right off the bat. So he's 100% intending on just roaming. So far, his roam's done nothing for him. He's got no kills, he's got no assists, and he's just missed out on CS. That's part of why he is so far behind. And hopefully for him, he actually does manage to get something, because otherwise all this roaming is done nothing, and he's just itemizing really poorly in that case. Aurelia getting engaged on by Mayoka here, taking a lot of damage. That ult popped as well, chunking her down to half. I think she's going to be okay, but so is that... Oh, never mind. Forced to flash out of that because of the gank coming in there. And we had a bit of an engagement down here. The TSM bot lane hanging out in that bush again. In goes the WildTurtle, forcing the flash immediately. Yeah, that Lucian, dead. Pops the culling, does not manage to get that last hit off onto Turtle, though. Sona's still hanging around. She may decide to go for WildTurtle. WildTurtle jumps out of that one. I do not blame him there whatsoever, because otherwise he would have died. In goes the Zed, doing a decent amount of harass there, just off of the 2 spells onto that Talon. Talon's having a pretty rough game, and my prediction was definitely wrong there. I knew it. I knew it when I said it. I was like, yep, Gonna be wrong, but that's okay. And we may see a dive here from Mayokai. She's gonna take that, and he actually might be able to dive this. I don't know. So far, it looks like he's decided against it, but we may still end up seeing it. Talon getting hit up again. Oh, he died too. Okay. No death announcement there, so it was kind of confusing me. There we go. Zed goes in. Talon pops his ulti as well, but the pink ward comes out. There goes the Nidalee coming in to finish him off, and she does actually manage to finish him off. There we go. Now we get the alert, and Nidalee actually got really close to dying. That heal came in at just the right second. She would have died otherwise. About half a second the other direction. She definitely would be dead. More harass coming out. There we go. She tried to jump away. Did not end up working. She also tried to stun him under tower, but he was slightly too far forward, so that didn't end up working either. And down the bot lane, a lot of damage actually went in onto WildTurtle there. He did some decent damage to Lucian as well, but I think he came out a little bit behind, especially considering the Sona does have that sustain. So she's going to be able to heal that Lucian up, whereas WildTurtle does not have that at all. WildTurtle has pots, but that's about it. Lots of MIA pings here from the blue team saying, watch out for the Talon, but honestly, I can't see the Talon doing much at all right now. He's being forced to just kind of sit mid and just try to farm up as much as he can. He currently has double longsword, which is pretty terrible for the time. He's got, of course, those boots of mobility, but again, they've done nothing for him, so it's ended up really turning out really poorly for him. The Elise is hanging out in this bush. She wants to go for this. And Talon's taking a ton of harass to possibly try to lure this Zed in. It's not going to end up happening, though. There we go. Lands the stun. Honestly, though, I don't think it matters. He's going to be able to get out of that with no problem. In comes the Nidalee. Nice dodge of that spear, though. But she's getting engaged on now by the Nidalee. Nidalee's getting pretty low, though. In goes the Talon. Does manage to burst her down. Now they're trying to finish off the Zed. Zed finishes off both of them, actually. That is a double kill there for that Zed. Nicely played indeed. He put the death mark onto Talon and then just used all of his AoE to hit both Talon and Elise while autoing the Elise so that he actually got enough damage to go ahead and finish off the Elise and then let the death mark pop the Talon. Nicely played there by him. Yeah, the Nidalee died, but it was a 2-for-1. So that is 100% worth it there. We've got a dive coming in here as well, it looks like. TSM bot lane going hard here. The Sona is really low, so I can't say I'm blaming. There we go. In he goes. Does get the bomb. And, of course, that's Zelayan ulti to go ahead and keep him alive. Sona is so close to dead, but not close enough. Got a teleport coming in here from the red team. Talon with the super fast boots. Down goes that Tristana. In goes Talon. They're going to be able to finish off the Zelayan. The kill goes to Talon, which is great news for him. The culling came out, did not end up hitting even once, which is kind of funny. It was very close. Didn't end up landing, though. And that means that only the kill went out. There was no assist at all. But there was a nice gank there from the Talon coming in with that teleport home guard to go ahead and secure that. And they're going to be able to secure the dragon off of this. They do indeed manage to do that. That's definitely going to help them a lot. In fact, it put them ahead in gold now. And that's exactly what they needed. They caught up on kills, and they caught up and passed on gold. So that's definitely great. Ooh, Nidalee hitting hard. She's going for the Lucian, forces him to flash. In goes the Talon trying to do some damage to her. She just dodges, or just barely gets missed by that stun, but he's going to be able to finish her off as well. So that ends up being a 1-for-1. In the meantime, we've got the red team. It looks like Aurelia went for the Mayokai and managed to finish him off there. He's doing a lot of damage to her, but she's actually scaling to the point now that she actually is becoming dangerous, like I said earlier. She's got that true damage, and that really paid off right there. She managed to go ahead and finish him off, and she is now 1-0-1 with the 91 CS to 85. So she's definitely scaling a bit better there. Gonna be a pretty rough time for him. Sona got way too far out here. She's gonna end up dying here. Turtle takes him down, and that is definitely putting this bot lane way in the lead for the blue team. The Tristana currently is 1-1-1 versus a 1-2-0 Lucian, and they're tied again for CS. They also are going to get this tower. Again, Lucian does have that dragon, so gold-wise, they're probably pretty close. We've got 4,000 gold for him, 3,900 for him. So yeah, it's actually really close, but it's still going to be that. And, of course, Zed, in the meantime, is just destroying this Talon. Talon's having a rough time. Not at all what you want to see as Talon. Another tower goes down there for the Zed this time. And they actually did not finish this tower. I'm kind of amused by that. I guess he wanted to keep the enemy bot lane down here just a little while longer. And they turned around and went for the golems instead. Might have been also that they were slightly afraid of the enemy bot lane coming to beat them up, but I don't know. Either way, that tower is still alive, and the towers are currently 1-0. Sona coming up to go ahead and ward this. Does Tristana? Yes, manages to finish it off, and gonna go ahead and get another one as well. Sona says, fine, I will place one of these, darn it. But that is 2 wards that just went to WildTurtle there. And that's 60 gold there for pretty much nothing. Nicely played by him. Zilean on his way down. Gonna get picked up by the ward, though, so these guys back off just a little bit. They know he's there. He goes ahead, does the sweeper. Can't say I blame him there at all. And don't know if we'll see any sort of engage here. Definitely see some harass there from the bombs, and yeah, that's exactly what happened. But no real engage as of yet. Lots of MIA pings from the blue team saying, hey, watch out, Talon's on his way down, and he is indeed. Gets picked up by those wards, though, and these guys back off immediately. MIA ping up top as well. Watch out for Aurelia. No, she's still there. Don't worry about her. And they're sweeping here. Blue team took out the pink ward there, so they were forced to sweep instead. And now WildTurtle goes back to farming again. CS, he's 1 behind the Lucian. And of course, Lucian is going to be able to catch up even more again. And WildTurtle's going to go ahead and take this opportunity to go back. He's got his Avarice Blade and Pickaxe. So that right there is actually helping him quite a bit with that gold. So even though he is slightly behind on CS, the Avarice Blade probably tilted that way in his favor there. Because it's giving him an extra 2 gold for every kill. And then of course it does have that passive of the 3 gold per 10 as well. So that's actually benefiting him a lot. He went back, got the pickaxe, got the BF sword. He's going to come to lane and be pretty deadly here. He's got that crit as well from that. So they're going to have to watch out. We've got an engagement here going on. I want to see what exactly was happening there. Elise decided to engage here. Gets picked up by this ward. And Nidalee is close by. Actually, no, she's not invading. This is her own jungle. What am I talking about? She gets invaded. Nice spear. And in goes the Zed. She goes ahead and repels up. Doesn't matter. She goes down. Gets that kill there to the Nidalee. Assistance for Zed and Zilean both. Oh, are they going for Sona? Sona's squishy, but of course she is under her tower and she does have ulti, and actually just chunked LustBoy down pretty hard. She's running away, and this is finally going to be the opportunity for them to take down this tower if they so desire. Haven't shown any desire to so far. Aurelia going in pretty hardcore onto Maokai there. Does a lot of damage, does not finish him off though, just forces him back a little bit, and yeah, WildTurtle did indeed finally finish off that tower. Talon continuously forced to just play super safe here. He is currently about 70 CS behind, so he's really having a tough time. In goes that Elise, misses her stun again. In goes Sona though, does go ahead and heal up, but of course the Nidalee is around as well, and in comes WildTurtle to go ahead and get that kill. Sona barely lives through. Talon with the home guard boots going in again. Gonna go ahead and try to finish off the Zed. Yes, she does finish off Zed. Out comes the heal from Lucian, and not enough to save him though. So it ends up being a 1-for-1. Lucian was not able to finish off the Nidalee, and now Lucian's forced to run. Gonna go cast the culling there, missing most of the shots on Turtle. Turtle was just out of range. I like the placement there too. Got right over here, so Lucian couldn't go over anymore, just to make sure. So he was able to get attacks off onto that Lucian, and Lucian was able to do nothing to him. Now we've got a gank coming in here from the Nidalee. Just kidding. She's going to go ahead and go defend the tower here, and did force the Aurelia back, got that CS, and went on her way. Sona just going around warding up the map, trying to get a little bit of more vision here. As right now, the red team has very little vision. Actually, both teams have very little vision. Blue team has the red team's blue side warded up very well, but other than that, they really have nothing. Honestly, that's usually fine, because Dragon is coming up soon. Now would be about the time they start really getting that Dragon control, and it does kind of look like they're headed that way. And right about now, you're not going to worry about Baron, because very few teams are at a stage at this early in the game where they can go ahead and get that Baron, and no real reason to go ahead and ward it up. A lot of damage coming out there from Tristana, and of course that does neutralize that heal as well, because it applies that debuff that, I believe, 20% reduced healing, something like that. Yeah, it's this one. Reducing, oh, it switched on me. Alright. Reducing by 50%. 50%, not 20%. So I was a little off there. But there we go. They are going for that dragon now. It is still warded by the red team. But of course, it doesn't really matter as the blue team has this very tight control around here. Yes, the red team's going to know about it, but they're not going to be able to contest it at all. So they've got an approximate timer for the respawn of the dragon, but of course, if they don't have any control out of it again, they're not going to be able to do anything anyway. MIA ping calling about that Mayokai. Don't know where he is. He's on his way back, and Sona's just doing her best to help this Aurelia shove this forward. They're not going to be able to do too much to the tower. They're going to go ahead and back off here. And in the meantime, Talon actually appears to be just roaming with Elise, trying to get anything here. And there's so very little he could do at the moment. That Zed has just bullied him so completely. He's got, amusingly, Last Whisper and Brutalizer, and that is all he has outside of those boots that he's had the whole time. Now the blue team is shoving this mid-wave. Talon gonna go down again. Didn't even get the return off of that ult. Probably should have hit that R one last time to at least do some damage. Young Turtle getting hit pretty hard here. He's gonna end up going down to Aurelia, would be my guess. That ult is on him, and actually does it slightly early. She does manage to finish off the Zilean, and as well did get the kill there onto the Young Turtle, but ended up being a 2-for-1. So definitely in the red team's favor this time, which is definitely a good thing for them. And I just said definitely entirely too much in that sentence. They may be able to get a tower off of this. I kind of doubt it. And we've got Mayokai coming in to try to help defend it. And he should actually be able to do so as well. They've got a lot of damage in this Nidalee and Zed combo. And of course, they've got the massive tankiness there in Mayokai. Talon's now here to help. Gonna go in onto that Zed. And in goes Zed as well. He goes in, lands that death mark. The Talon ends up going down to that Ignite, but they do manage to go ahead and finish off Mayokai as well. And are they going to get the Nidalee? No, they don't manage to finish off the Nidalee. And Zilean trying his best to go ahead and get a kill here. If he gets to put even one bomb, they're dead. Now he's not going to be able to do it. In goes the Aurelia, going to try to finish off Young Turtle. Down goes the Young Turtle, but of course that... Wait, where did that even come from? I didn't see any bomb. The bomb goes on to the Lucians. Oh! Oh my gosh! Nicely done by Turtle. I didn't even notice. His ult actually shoved Lucian right to Sona so that that bomb on the Lucian could go ahead and finish off the Sona as well. That was pretty awesome. I was wondering how exactly the Zilean got a double kill off of that, and that's how. Nicely. Very nice bit of teamwork there from those two. Yeah, Zilean died for it. I definitely said that was totally worth it, though. Alright, so Talon's on his way down bottom to go ahead and try to shove this forward and try to get some CS for himself. As again, he is so far behind that Zed. And just kidding, he's gonna walk away anyway. Aurelia roaming through the jungle here. Nidalee says, go away. Unfortunately, she missed a red, and there we go. Now they're gonna go ahead and shove this forward. Probably gonna be able to get this tower. Unless, of course, the blue team does get here in time. I kind of doubt it, but they might be able to, considering the Aurelia did not hang around. So yeah, the Talon is forced to go back, and he will not be able to get that that tower. Had the Aurelia stuck around, he might have gone ahead and stayed. In they go on Zed. Zed is forced to go ahead and jump out of that one. He should be able to live through this, though. Yeah, got the flash. Traded flash for flash there. No kills at all. That was just barely missed, and they go in onto that Sona. The bomb is on her. She goes down, and now they're going for that Elise. Elise trying her best to turn this around. She's going to go down as well to Nidalee. Out comes a teleport here coming in from the Talon. Coming in from behind. Going to go for that Young Turtle. Gets punted back immediately, though, and that ends up being a very unsuccessful gank for him. In goes Aurelia trying to finish him off. Down goes the Zed. Down goes Young Turtle as well. Aurelia getting those double kills, and of course her team just backs off. So ends up going down to the Nidalee as well. That is shutdown gold for Nidalee. Honestly, Lucian was too low to go in. Talon might have been able to do something, but he didn't have any spells, I believe. I know I had just seen him use his rake, so he knew that had he gone in, he would have just ended up dying. So I can't say I blame him too much. Still a really unpleasant feeling, though, when you go in and your team's just like, see ya. Alright. Now they're just going to go ahead, get that jungle control, just steal it up as well. And oh man, Sona just got caught out there. Zilean's hanging around, and he's going to be able to put the bomb there. It may end up being the death. Talon's chasing down. No, it does not end up killing her. Barely survived that, but she will survive that. So that's definitely good. And of course, the Talon being there was able to force them back just to make sure they don't finish her off, as just 1 or 2 auto attacks would have finished her. Now the Lucian coming in. He's definitely behind WildTurtle now on that CS. And given the fact that Tristana scales so hard in the late game, that's a terrible, terrible thing to be. The Aurelia's doing pretty darn well. She's currently 8-1-2 at 172 CS. She has been rocking it top lane. And of course coming down with those ganks to go ahead and secure a lot of kills. But unfortunately, not been enough to carry so far, as there's just been a lot of very, very spread out carries here from the blue team. They've got Nidalee, who's carrying pretty hard. We've got Zed with a lot of gold on him, and of course Tristana as well with a lot of gold on her. Aurelia gonna go ahead and finish off that tower, but she's gonna be forced to head back, as it looks like her team might be getting engaged on here. At least being very risky here. Kind of surprised. Gonna be able to finish off that ward. But in the meantime, we've got Zed split pushing up here. Aurelia's coming down here to do some damage to here, but here's a teleport coming in from the Maokai, forcing her back as well. That does mean that they are both down there. Talon, what was he doing? Why was he so far out here? Was he coming around to go ahead and engage? I don't know. But he does get picked up by those wards and backs off, comes back out again, just sits on those wards. In goes Turtle. Talon was just so far up for no reason, and he ended up dying for it. That gives them the opportunity to engage here, as it's now a 4 versus 5. The spear lands on Lucian. Yeah, there's the pounce followed by the takedown. He goes down. WildTurtle going hardcore here. Wanted to go in on the Sona. Out comes the ulti, but they're going to be able to finish her off. Yeah, she goes down. And of course, the Zilean ulti onto Nidalee, keeping her alive, and that's a dead Elise as well. Aurelia coming in. She's going to be forced to back off, though. She's not going to be able to do anything versus these guys. But she is keeping them off of that tower. Out goes her ulti. Does a lot of damage, trying to finish off the Turtle. Turtle's going to go down, but she will as well. Maokai finishes her off. And in comes the Talon, wanting to go for the Nidalee. Nidalee's probably dead here. Misses the rake. That will not be a dead Nidalee. Had he hit the rake, it actually probably would have been that. But he missed it. Nicely dodged by her, jumping just as he did it. But even still, he probably should have cast it this way instead of that way. Now they're going to go ahead and get this other dragon as well. They currently have a 6k gold lead, and that's about to be widened even more by this dragon. So the blue team's really been playing this very well. A large part of it, of course, is, in my opinion, the fact that the Talon kept doing all those very unsuccessful roams. He spent so much time running around that he just got farther and farther behind that Zed, and it just did not pay off for him at all. He never got a successful gank off, and instead he just lost out on everything. That is part of why he was forced to go ahead and, you know, be so far back, because Zed already had that lead. And of course, once you get that lead in mid lane, a lot of times you're able to just widen that lead even more. And that's exactly what we saw there. He was able to go ahead and widen. Even beside that, I think maybe my guess was wrong, and that it actually is just that Zed actually ends up coming out better than Talon in mid lane. I'm not sure. I've never really played the matchup. I've never really paid too much attention to the matchup. But either way, in this particular case, 100% that. Lucian going back here. Zilean getting the opportunity to go and finish that off. And oh! Lucian was going back on a ward. Young Turtle took advantage of that, and down went that Lucian in about 3 shots. Pretty darn painful. At least gets the ward there. Not going to be able to get too much else, and in comes WildTurtle to go ahead and finish her off. She's going to go down. Sona comes in, lands the ult onto Zilean, but of course Tristana's sitting there doing a lot of damage. Nice ulti from Zilean onto Tristana. Tristana jumps out. She's going to be okay. Gets a kill there as well. And Aurelia coming in to finish her off. Heal pops out from the Tristana to go ahead and get that speed boost and get out. In they go onto Talon. Zed manages to finish him off, and Aurelia is now forced to run here. She's going to go down. In jumps WildTurtle, and down goes the Aurelia. To Zed, actually. Yeah, that's probably going to be GG here. Turrets, minions are pushing top, but it's not going to matter because there is the surrender vote, and that's going to be GG. Nicely played there by the blue team, just keeping in control of this the entire game, except for that top lane where Aurelia was just able to bully that Maokai. Not enough, though. 1 lane versus 2 getting fed, not going to be able to carry. So that's going to be the end of this game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was kind of strange seeing in a Nidalee jungle, but that was kind of cool. So anyway, I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.